You ever have one of those days where you stare at your to-do list for 3 hours, and then somehow end up deep into a documentary about the mating rituals of jellyfish? Yeah, me too. Here's the weird part, you weren't doing nothing, your brain was working overtime, but your body refused to cooperate. And you tell yourself, I'm just lazy. Well, here's the bold truth you didn't expect to hear today. Laziness isn't the problem. In fact, what if I told you that the thing you call laziness is actually your brain trying to protect you, in the worst possible way? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what laziness actually is, but you'll have a simple, no jargon, 3-step plan to finally beat it, without needing monk-like discipline or waking up at 5 a.m. And no, it doesn't involve drinking butter coffee or taking cold showers while screaming motivational quotes into the mirror. Let's go. Let's break this down. What is laziness really? Laziness is that weird middle ground where you want to do something, but you can't seem to start. It's not that you don't care. You do, a lot, but somehow, doing the thing feels like climbing Mount Everest in Crocs. Here's the truth. Laziness is not a personality flaw. It's a signal. A signal that, you're overwhelmed, you're burnt out, you're lacking clarity, or sometimes, you're just not excited by the thing in front of you. But we misinterpret that signal as, I'm broken, I'm unmotivated, I'm a failure. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stayed up until 3 a.m. binging a show, but can't get out of bed to check your email? Have you ever spent an hour organizing your apps, instead of working on your resume? That's not laziness. That's redirected energy. Your brain wants comfort, dopamine, completion, but it doesn't want stress. So what if, instead of trying to force your way out of laziness, you could outsmart it? Let's talk about how. In this video, we're going to explore 1. The 3 biggest lies you've been told about laziness. 2. A 3-step framework to outsmart it effortlessly. 3. 5 quick wins you can try today that require almost no willpower. By the end of this video, you'll stop feeling guilty, start feeling clear, and maybe even a little unstoppable. Sound good? Alright, first up, let's bust some myths. Lie 1. Lazy people are just undisciplined. This is the oldest one in the book. We imagine lazy people as pajama-wearing couch potatoes who never try. But in reality, most of the people who call themselves lazy are perfectionists in disguise. You want it to be amazing, so you put off starting it at all. Lie 2. Laziness means you don't care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel bad about it. The guilt, the anxiety, that's proof you do care. Lie 3. You have to be motivated first to take action. Nope, it's the other way around. Action creates motivation. Think of it like pushing a shopping cart. The first push is hard, but once it's rolling, it practically moves on its own. That brings us to the core of this video, the 3-step framework that works even when you feel like a potato. Step 1. Lower the activation barrier. Imagine a gym with a treadmill, and it's across town. Now imagine one right next to your bed. Which one are you more likely to use? The key to starting anything is to make it stupidly easy to begin. If writing feels hard, open a doc and write one terrible sentence. If cleaning feels overwhelming, start by putting one sock in the hamper. The goal, shrink the task until it feels laughably small. Because once you start, you usually keep going. Step 2. Use the launchpad rule. Your environment shapes your behavior more than you think. Leave your guitar out on the stand, you'll play it more. Put your running shoes by the door, you'll use them. This is called a launch pad, a setup that removes resistance. Lazy isn't about energy, it's about friction. Reduce friction, reduce laziness. Step 3. Trick your brain with micro-commitments. Say to yourself, I'm just going to do this for 5 minutes. That's it. You trick your brain into starting without pressure, and often, once you begin, momentum does the rest. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes of focus. 5 minutes of reading. 5 minutes of organizing. Micro-commitments remove the threat of the big scary task. This works because your brain doesn't need to finish something to feel successful, it just needs to start. Okay, so you've got the framework. Shrink the task, remove the friction, and fake out your brain. But what about when you're really stuck? Like, Netflix on autoplay and you haven't showered in 2 days stuck. Let's talk about quick wins. Part 3. 5 quick wins to snap out of a lazy loop. Quick win 1. Change your scenery. Stand up. Go to a different room. Sit by a window. Physical movement resets mental state. Quick win 2. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Use a timer, not to finish, just to start. Once it's ticking, you've engaged your brain. Quick win 3. Make a done list, not a to-do list. Write down what you've done, not what you still need to do. This builds momentum and confidence, not pressure. Quick win 4. Text an accountability buddy. Tell a friend, I'm starting or now. Even a little social pressure can kickstart your engine. Quick win 5. Give yourself a reward. Promise yourself a reward, a snack, a nap, a scroll session, after you do the thing. Give your brain a reason to cooperate. So let's wrap it up. Laziness isn't failure, it's feedback. And when you stop beating yourself up and start listening to the signal, everything shifts. You're not lazy, you're just misaligned. Use the framework, lower the barrier, build the launch pad, micro-commit, use the quick wins, change your space, set a timer, focus on done, not to do. Use accountability, celebrate yourself. The next time your brain says, I'll do it later, say this instead, I'll just start for 5 minutes. That's all. You'll be shocked what 5 minutes can become. And if you want to see how one teen predicted a market crash by using this exact brain hack, check out my next video, Stock Crash. Teen saw it coming, it'll blow your mind. Catch you there.